Hey guys, Ops here with the friend links.
Hey guys, um, we have a lot of stuff to cover today.
Yeah, I think by the point this goes up, it'll have been a little bit over a month, I believe, or maybe a little bit more than that since we posted. We were going to post a video last week, but I kind of botched it because I didn't record our audio, and I think it's really unfortunate because we talked about a lot of interesting things because it was our yearly review video, so I feel bad about that. We're gonna kind of touch on that a little bit before we go into like our main topics for the day.
Yeah, and our main topics for today are Marvel Phase 5 and Phase 6, possibly talking about some DC stuff that's going on as well. I know that's
Oh,
more into the
Sandman's good.
October time, but there was some stuff that happened with DC, so we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah,
And then we're also going to be talking about D&D 1.
yeah.
But before we get into all that stuff, I have a trivia question for today.
All right. What's the trivia question?
Which country has the longest shoreline in the world?
The
Longest
longest.
coastline in the world, I should say.
Well, the biggest country. So Russia's
Longest coastline.
pretty landlocked in a lot of ways. America isn't the answer, even though we have Alaska, which is like all coastline in the whole West. Um, for some reason, I feel like China is the answer, but I could be wrong. I feel like it's China.
It's actually Canada.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that
Um,
makes sense because they go up all the way
and
to the Arctic. So,
I was inspired by that question, by someone we know, William.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
But
Very okay. I see.
I had a question of the day and I just forgot it. Um, question of the
Nice.
week. I just forgot it because I was focused on uh, mentioning the fact that I picked that particular question for a reason. Um,
Yeah.
so I guess I'm just going to come up with one right now.
All right.
I'll remember it now. When you read books, William,
Books.
yeah,
Books.
exactly. What genre do you like to read most often?
Ah, I'm such a nerd. Um, I really like historical fiction. Um, so I really like fiction in general and nonfiction in general, but if I had to choose something, I guess historical fiction.
I think that's a good pick. See, I would say mine is probably science fiction,
Mm.
more so than anything.
So you really like Spelljammer, huh?
Oh,
That's
well,
science fiction, right? Right? Totally science fiction.
well, it's fantasy too, mixed in.
Mostly fantasy, but people also argue that it's science fiction because space.
Yeah, I don't know, that's what I tend to read most often, and I think that's what I enjoy to read probably the most.
Hmm.
Well, I feel like historical fiction is something a lot of people read.
Yeah. I mean, that's, I mean, to be fair, I don't read a lot of books, only like the ones I have to, like for school purposes, you know? But,
Hmm.
I would say the shows and like media I consume the most is like a lot of historical fiction.
Mine are a lot of sci-fi, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Like I feel like most of the shows I watch with my folks is like, oh, like Turned or Frontier or um gosh.
Well, and we all know you really watch reality TV.
Oh yeah. I love 90 Days.
90 Day Fiance. What a
Yeah.
good show.
Oh yeah. My parents watch that, so I do actually watch that frequently, I guess, whenever I'm just popping in.
Wait, 90 Day Fiance?
Yeah.
I used to watch that with my mom. I don't know, that's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
I don't know. I mean, I
But
watch Get Out with my parents too sometimes. Because it's
it's
like,
kind
reality shows are weird.
yeah, they are. They're kind of like it's like why am I watching this but I cannot stop.
Yeah. Guilty pleasure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess getting past our reality show watching, um, well, I guess let's move on to Marvel.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Yearly review stuff. Can't skip past
Oh,
that.
yes, yes, yes,
Very
you're right.
momentous. So, guys, as I had mentioned, I kind of screwed it up. I didn't record our voices. But here is some of our goals for this next year. We didn't fulfill really our goals from last year, because some of them were pretty outlandish. Um, but we made some interesting progress. We tripled our subscribers, our views, and we pretty much made the same amount of videos as we did last year. I think a little bit more, which I think is good for us with consistency. Um, yeah, let me
Um,
go to the
I guess I'm
goals.
gonna go into a goal. So basically, we essentially want to triple our total views, our subscribers, stuff like that. Um, right?
Yeah, yeah, we want to get some more again, kind of like what we did this past year. Because so we're not big or anything, and we're not really like don't get me and Lincoln wrong. We're not like obsessed with the view count or anything. That's not why we do this. But we're making slow progress. So I think we should
Yeah,
just
it's
keep
just
it up.
good to have goals in general. So that's what
Yeah.
we're doing.
So yeah, we
Um,
wanted to increase, our views and subscribers and interacting with our viewers more.
yeah,
Which
that's something really big I would like for it to happen
yeah,
is interacting with viewers. I know we talked about polls and you're like, no, you get that at 1,000 subscribers.
yeah,
And I was like, well dang, because that's such a good thing to interact with the people who
it
watch our
is.
videos. But anyways, you guys are welcome to comment and like give your opinions because I give my bad opinion all the time, so I'd rather hear your good opinion.
Yep. And we wanted around the same amount of videos as we had the past 2 years. Um, by the end, I think I also mentioned one of the things I'm going to be doing. Um, well, I guess here's another thing. I know we had mentioned in the video that never going to come out because audio didn't get recorded. You said that you wanted to do more editing also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that'll increase kind of the videos will crank out. But also I wanted to do something where it's like we have our whole podcast format, so to speak, where it's basically just a long hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer video. And we're also gonna split it up into small bite videos and just put it out there on its own. So you have our long video for the week and then also small bites of 10, 15, 20 minute conversations that
Yeah.
happened in the podcast. So it's just pieces of the podcast. And I also had mentioned that I'm kind of, if I had the Ops King YouTube channel. I don't remember how many subscribers or whatever I had, but I kind of stopped posting. I'm very inconsistent with continuing with that. But I was like, you know what? Instead of being inconsistent on this other channel, let me be inconsistent on this channel, right? So we'll have our consistent uploads, hopefully consistent, where it's we have a weekly one, and then the small bites, and then maybe every once in a while I'll do a video game thing, or maybe me and Lincoln will do something else. Something to kind of just throw it in for whenever we feel like it.
Yeah. And I guess moving on from that, um I guess we're gonna go more into the types of videos we're gonna do real
Yeah,
quick. So one thing William and I really enjoyed was, well, we enjoyed all these things actually. This is probably going to be our main focus. Of course, we're going to be reacting, reviewing stuff because in general we still watch most of the Marvel stuff.
it's our
I'm slacking a little bit, but we're going to be still reacting to Marvel, Star Wars, DC.
yeah,
We're going to do the yearly DC fandom thing. We're going to be doing more holiday stuff. So when it comes to holidays, like the week of, we really liked, or I really enjoyed when we talked about Christmas traditions, how it came about.
yeah,
And I thought it was a good opportunity because it's like, that's a good thing to, tell your family about. Hey, mom, dad, hey, uncle that I never see. Did you know Christmas was made because of this? And they're like, no, I did not. I think that's cool. History of, which kind of goes along the same lines.
yeah.
Like history of a pencil, history of, I don't know, other stuff. What?
I could give a whole lecture of the history of history.
Yes,
I
history
had a
of
class like
history.
that, so actually, I do kind of. Um, yeah, it's a whole different thing.
I guess a better example is the history of history, or even one video I really liked that we did was history of Mortal Kombat, or like kind of
That was one of our
explaining
first
some,
ones.
yeah, explaining some Mortal Kombat stuff.
Yeah,
Um, we're gonna be doing more rewrites because we love doing rewrites. That's probably one of my favorite format of videos that we do,
yeah,
as well as I think we're gonna start compiling all the videos that have rewrites into them into
yeah,
one folder, and we're gonna start naming stuff better.
yeah. I. That's another thing on
Because
my part.
you don't know
I.
which one has the rewrites, but
Yeah, yeah,
we're gonna try to work that out for y'all. Um, and then one major thing you're probably gonna see a shift of on our channel is D&D,
hmm
because William is running a D&D campaign, and I really like D&D, and um, so we're probably gonna be doing more stuff like reacting to this, or for example, like today we're reacting to D&D
yep,
one D&D, sorry, and we're also going to be doing stuff like making our own subclasses, maybe making our own weapons, telling some stories, perhaps building a world, because I'm building a world right now, giving you updates on that. But that's what you can basically expect from us in this year.
yep. So
But we do want to communicate with you a lot. That's one of our
yeah,
really big goals.
you don't want to have that. I guess viewer interaction.
Yeah. So we want to know what you think. We want to know what you like, not just what we like. Because if you really like I don't know, us doing personality quizzes, like for sure that's something we can do.
Sky is the limit.
Mhm.
Except there's a lot more.
Well, there are some limits.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of limits actually, but we don't know those limits until we get there.
I guess you're right.
Ooh.
But anyways, we didn't talk about stuff too long today, but I feel like we covered quite a bit.
We did cover quite a bit because we did our yearly review, which I mean I don't think we mentioned it because we were mostly talking about our goals. But me and Lincoln really appreciate anyone who's watching our videos, giving us the time of their day. We really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
we I guess I have to do this whole thing again where, so we did this in the video that didn't record. But thank you guys. Like, this is originally William was like, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" And it was originally so we could stay in touch. But and I'm glad we've really stayed in touch, and I'm glad through that other people might get enjoyment, or it might help. I don't know. It might make their day better. Listening to what we have to say, even if our opinions are bad sometimes, because I know I have bad opinions a lot of times. So thank you guys. That being said, with interacting with you all, we really love more interaction because we want to hear what you have to say. Because now, you listen to us, and we don't get to hear what you have to say at all.
Yeah.
We want to know what you think. So that's basically it.
I mean, just thank you guys for watching.
Yeah,
Leave us
thank
a
you.
like if you liked the video. And
Subscribe, possibly.
yeah, it's always good to do that.
If you're not already.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys next time.